Italy volcano erupting. Mount Etna is exploding, spewing huge ash cloud 3 miles into the air. This is going on for days now. The fearsome Mount Etna of Sicily burst into live spewing volcanic debris 5 kilometers into the air or 3 miles high. It's located on the Italian island of Sicily. It burst into life erupting April 19, releasing ash and hot gas. Volcano Discovery describes the blast as a brief but intense episode of explosive activity. In just 45 minutes later, the eruption settled down, simmering to a flow of lava down the volcano's steep side, and is so high that it's snow-covered. The emission of ash and gases began mildly at first and then intensified around 9 a.m. A report said the column of ash ascended 3.1 miles into the air. The ash was blown southeast of the volcano, affecting Bove Valley and the nearby commune of Zafferana, where residents are still, of course, in COVID lockdown. The video of the explosion shows huge blasts taking place at the tall volcano, red lava, of course, being blasted into the air, smoke and ash continuing to billow from the volcano, although there have been no reports of damages or injuries. The situation is being continuously monitored several days later. The monitoring station, the National Institute of Geophysics and Volcanology of Catania, INGV, said the network's follow-up has recorded strombolian activity. These are explosive eruptions separated by calm periods of varying length, which have subsequently taken on the characteristic small source of lava. Volcano Discovery says a brief but intense episode of explosive activity took place at Etna's southeast crater, starting in the early mornings for around 7:30 local time. The new southeast crater began to produce strombolian-type explosions along with sharp increase in volcanic tremors. Activity rapidly increased in intensity, producing weak lava fountains and an ash column that rose about 1 kilometer. Incandescent lava covered most of the new southeast crater, but no lava flow was produced. And the Mount Etna volcano is 3,029 meters tall. It's the largest active volcano in Europe, and it's the second largest active volcano in the world after the Hawaii Kilauea. Etna is recognized as, Mauna Loa. Etna is recognized as one of the most active volcanoes in the world, with an almost constant rate of activity. The Etna volcano has been restless and aggressive for millennia. The first confirmed eruption occurred around 6,000 BC, that's 8,000 years ago, according to Smithsonian. The volcano is constantly shifting and bubbling, with around 3 million people living under its shadow within a 62-mile radius. Etna sits on the east coast of Sicily. It's the highest peak in Italy, south of the Alps. And the Volcano Discovery has it at current status red, erupting, 4 out of 5. It's a complex stratovolcano, 3,329 meters, height changing due to eruptive activity and collapse of its crater rims. Mount Etna, Sicily, called Moghibello, is Europe's largest and most active volcano. Its frequent eruptions are often accompanied by large lava flows, but rarely pose danger to inhabited areas. Etna is one of the volcanoes with the longest historic records of eruptions going back more than 2,000 years. Its towers over Catania, Sicily's second largest city, has one of the world's longest documented records of historic volcanism dating back to 1,500 BC. Historic lava flows cover much of the surface of the massive volcano, which makes it the highest and most voluminous in Italy. And ever since ancient times, the volcano seems to have been in near constant activity. It's considered, after Kilauea in Hawaii, the second most active, hence productive volcano on Earth. Two styles of eruptive activity typically occur on Etna. One is persistent explosive eruptions, sometimes with minor lava emissions from one or more of the 4 prominent summit craters, the Bocca Nova, the Voragine, or the former central crater, the northeast crater, frequent and originate from fissures that open on the volcano's flanks, and such flanks eruptions such as the spectacular recent ones in 2001 and 2002 commonly form cinder cones that dot the volcano in their hundreds, according to Volcano Discovery. And of course, Express UK by Sean Martin. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.